sorry, another one look వెళ్దాం. Second point is the relational operations. Okay, so relational operations in the sense, for example, I have to share this paint. Where is this? One moment. Yes. So here the second point is the relational operations. So relational, in this relational operations, in the sense, for example, less than,
Greater than.
yes, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, equal to, equal to. Okay, let us type here, for example, uh, not type, that's why here. Okay, less than, comma, and greater than, and comma, and less than or equal to, and greater than,
or equal.
yes, exactly, and greater than or equal to. And in Java side and programming side, not equal to, in the sense, first you have to touch the exclamator and equal to. This is the not equal to. Equal to, in the sense, double equal to is a equal to. Okay, here just you have to remember, when you write the program, these type of operators, you must and should you remember that. It is not audible. Huh?
Ralama.
Sir, audible.
Audible? It is audible. Okay, right. Oh. Okay, it is okay. Yes. So this type of symbols is very important actually. Whenever you write the program and whenever you write the program, and whenever you develop the programs, it is very must and should you have to remember this type of operations. Okay, so and next and third one is the logical operator. So this type of logical, it is not audible. This is okay, right. Logical operator, in the sense, this is the and symbols.
R.
Yes, and and this is the logical and. You are calling that not and symbol and. That is, this is whenever you mention that double and symbols, that is the logical end. Okay, that is the logical end. And and another one. So first we have to mention this symbol. This is the logical or. Okay, this is the logical or. And whenever you mention this exclamator, exclamator is a logical not. I have to write here, logical and. This is the logical and. And this is the logical end, and the third one is the uh, and this symbol is the logical or. Okay, and third one, this type of exclamator, this is the logical not. Okay, so here the logical symbol, it can be used true or false values. That purpose only you have to using this type of logicals. Okay, only one type of output can be, it can be displayed. And fourth one is the incremental operators. incremental operators. So this type of incremental operator, and two type of incremental operators is there. That is the incremental and decremental. And each and every incremental
Decremental.
yes, each and every incremental also it can be having two type of operators. What is that? For example, here one is the incremental operator. So this type of incremental operator also, this one is the A, for example. This incremental operator also it can be having
Postfix.
pre-incremental. Pre-incremental in the sense, in what is that pre-incremental? Pre-incremental in the sense, for example, here
First.
incremental purpose, just you have to mentioning a plus symbols. Okay, plus and example, something example. This is the pre-incremental. Okay, and post incremental also is there. That is the one type of incremental, that is the post incremental. Post incremental. So that purpose, post incremental
Minus,
purpose,
minus.
no, post incremental purpose, uh, example and plus plus, that is the post incremental. That is the incremental, that is not a decrement. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Huh? Where it is slash? Here. Okay, okay. So don't understand, misunderstand. This is not a operator. This is the operator. This one. Okay. Here it is. This is not a symbol. Huh? It is clear, right? And okay. And here just you have to take that decremental. Okay, and decremental B is the decremental. In B decremental, it's also, it can be having, what is that?
pre-decrement,
Exactly. Pre-decremental,
post-decremental.
yes. Pre-decremental in the sense, what is that?
Minus, minus.
Exactly, very good.
Minus.
Minus and exe. Example. And second one, what is that?
Post-decrement.
Post.
Very good. Post incremental, sorry, decremental. So what type that one? Exe
Example minus minus.
Exactly. So this is the incremental. Okay. So and fifth one also is there. That is the fifth one, assignment operators. So this type of assignment operator also, it can be having two type of assignment operators. Two type of assignments. What is that? One is the simple. Okay, simple operator. So this simple operator symbol, every time it can be having a one symbol, that is a equal to only. You don't forget these symbols. Okay, so this is a very most important whenever you write on the programs. Okay, could you note it in your notebooks? Are you noted that notebooks?
Yes,
Any
sir.
person, okay, don't
Okay, sir.
forget and don't lose. In some of the points it is not having that notes, and that's why just you have to maintain running notes. Okay, so why?
Okay, sir.
Because without that syllabus also I have to given, if it is using in your practice, that's why I have to given a some of the extra examples and extra theoretical things also. Okay, and second one is the compound. compound operator. So this type of compound operator actually, what is that? Plus equal to, plus equal to, and this is the one type of compound operator, incremental equal to, and second one is the minus equal to,
minus
equal to, and third one multiplication equal to, multiplication and equal to, and so many operators also.
then equal to
Yeah, so many operators also is there, but not necessary in your practice actually. Okay, so these are all the assignment operators. How many operators are there in assignment operators?
Simple.
Only two type of
Compound.
operators only. One is the simple operator, and second one is the compound operator. So whenever using this, actually in interview time, so compound operators, how many operators is having that assignment operator? They are asking, or they are asking on the time interview assignment. Tell me about that assignment. Assignment. So on whenever you're explaining on that assignment operators, don't use it directly equal to and plus equal to and minus equal to or multiplication equal to. No need to in that. Don't say in that way actually. So whenever you're asking that assignment operator, so that assignment operator is divided into two type of operators. That is the simple and operand operators, and simple operator is having a an equal to operator, and opponent what is that component operator is having a and what is it, multiplication and equal to, addition and equal to, and subtraction and equal to, and this type and so many operators also is available. But in Java programming side, it is these are all the necessary for the development of programming. In this way you have to tell that answer. Okay, and sixth one is that, and sixth one, ternary. Ternary operator. So in this type of ternary operator is the using of question mark. So this type of question mark actually conditional purpose.
colon.
Conditional purpose. Question mark and colon. Okay, so this type of symbols actually, what type you have to using the what purpose you have to using in the sense conditional purpose. The values are big or small, and checking purpose you have to using that type of operator. Okay, so whenever you using or whenever you assigning that values are small value or big value, so that checking purpose you have to using that condition, this type of condition. Okay, and seventh one, what is that seventh one?
Bitwise operators.
Exactly, bitwise operators. So this bitwise operators, each and every person they have to be knowing that what is that?
Bitwise and bitwise are
Bitwise and bitwise are right, exactly. So and or XOR complement. So this type of operators you have to using in bitwise operators. For example, and operator in the sense one or more values, it can be there in that particular value, one or more values. So or minus either this or that. So that purpose you have to using that or values, and XOR and complements, and these are all things actually you have to using. So what type of answer you have to guessing, or what type of answer target value you have to including in that much of answers you have to expecting. So in that's why on the time you have to using the bitwise operators. So whenever using that bitwise operators, in bulk answers you have to expecting. Okay, bulk of answers you have to expecting. For example, you have to write on that developing programs, you have to write on that, you have to including big size values, and what is that bulk size values you have to using. But each and every everything, no need to asking or no need to getting the answer every time. Whenever you're using that and operator or operator, and when you're using in between those much of bulk operators, sorry, bulk values, and those much of and big values, then automatically whenever you're using in between and and bitwise operator or bitwise operator, automatically that lump sum value or big values they have to be providing. So within the using of that bitwise operators. Okay, so why? Because here don't think about in little much of values. Okay, and developing programming purpose or writing the programming purpose in the object in whenever using this type of object oriented program, that object in this Java program is a object oriented program, and bulk lump sum of or big data you have to using in programming side. Here not only in simple line programming is not involved in Java programming side, but whenever you're using that bulk of programming, whenever you're using different lump sum of objects you have to implementing in one programming, but that calculation is the very simple. That large of amount of the programmings also, it can be calculated a single digit of number as it can be executed. So in that's why the Java, it can be divided into different type of that different type of objects. Okay, so one program, it can be divided into different type of objects. In that objects also, it can be divided into different type of classes. Okay, so that class also, it can be having a different type of variables. Okay, so in that classes also, in different type of classes, in the sense public classes and protected classes and default classes also, it can be there. And variables also, it can be two type of variables also is there: static variables and default variables also. Whenever you created that object, or whenever you created that class, then automatically without the static variable, it can be stored in that particular object. Did you understand, all of
Yes,
you?
sir.
Yes. So whenever you are creating that class, then automatically that object also, it can be created. Whenever it is created, that object without the calling and without the creation of that variable also. And the previous, for example, if you want to develop the one object, in that object it can be having a different type of for example 10 to 15 classes it can be involved in one particular object. Okay, each and every time whenever you're creating that class, then automatically created that object. Okay, so without the static variables also, it can be there in one particular class. Then each and every time whenever you creating the class, then automatically without the static variable also, it can be loaded into the that particular class or object. Okay, that static variable in the sense, whenever you call the variable, then only it can be responding that static variable. Okay, so in that's why in whenever you're thinking about the Java program, that is not a simple program. That is not a simple program in the sense that execution is the simple, and whenever you given a security also, that is also very simple. But whenever you write the program, that bulk of programs, it can be involved in one particular object for the one functionality. For the one functionality, some of the classes it can be protected, and some of the classes is the public, and some of the classes is the default. In collection of this much of classes, it can be created a one particular big object. Yes, one big functionality. In that's way, whenever you thinking about that object oriented program, that is a bulk program and big program. In that time, just you have to using this much of operations, and by the seeing of operations, very in small operation, what is that? By a bitwise operation and or XOR complement, and these are all operations is a very small operations. But within the using of one class to another class, what type of operations you have to using in between two classes or two values in the sense within the same class, not only within the same class, and different classes and different variables in between, you have to using this much of operators also, it can be related for the function, for the one function. Did you understand my topic? Yes. Other members,
Sir.
if you not receiving my answer, just you raise the question, then I have to briefly explain.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sir. Sure, sir.
Yes, Shanti, did you
Yes,
understand? Did you receiving my answer?
Yes,
My
sir.
point? Yes, exact. Very good. Yes, that's why don't think about these are all operations is the very small. Okay, but seeing of that very operations is the small, but when your utilization of that operations, when your utilization of in between that classes variables and classes functions, then it can be you have to unexpected values, in the sense you have to use in only little much of value, relational value. For example, how to relation in between that class variable or that class function and different and another class function. How can you compare that, in the sense relation, by the using of relation? What type of when you what is that, you have to assigning that relation and different type of class variables and different type of class variable in the one particular object. When you assigning that relation, and with the using of that relation also, it can be functioning a one particular different type of functionality. Okay, so why I am saying in this type of functionality, in the sense, for example, see here, just you have to take the one car. Okay, so in that car driving purpose, you have to using so, or if you want to go the front side, so on the time just you have to use the clutch, same brake, same steering, same accelerator. If you want to turn in left side, on the time just you have to take the different accelerator or different brake or different gear. If you want to turn the left side, no, same gear and same accelerator and same steering. If you want to right turn, that time also, but functionality is the different. Functionality is the different. Why? Because within that functionality, you have to use in the different operation. So when you're using that different operation, then you get a different output. But in the same variables, you have to using in the same variables, in the sense same clutch, same gear and same steering and same is that each and every variables is the same, but functionality is the different. How it can be functioning the different output, in the sense you have to using a some relational operations. In that way you have to expecting the different type of output. Okay, in the same, and here also in different type of, only you have to use in the one object. In that object you have to different type of classes you have to create it. In that classes you have to using the different type of what is that variables in different type of classes, in different type of variables, in between you have to using a different type of operations. That depending on that operations, it can be responding or it can be giving a different type of output. Okay, so here different type of output. It is audible? Yes, it is audible, right? Okay. So in that way, for example, in just we have to develop the Java programming for the WhatsApp. For the WhatsApp, once you have to develop that WhatsApp application by the using of Java, in the same way, to easy to create and easy to functionality, easy to develop the functionality in different type of application. Once you have to develop the WhatsApp application by the using of Java. Did you understand my topic, my point? కాబట్టి మనకి ఈ ఆపరేటర్స్, సో దిస్ మచ్ ఆఫ్ ఆపరేటర్స్ ఈస్ ద వెరీ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. అర్థమెటికల్ అండ్ రిలేషనల్ అండ్ లాజికల్,
Logic,
ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ అండ్ డిక్రిమెంటల్ అండ్
assignment,
అసైన్మెంట్ ఆపరేటర్స్ అండ్
ternary, bitwise.
ternary and bitwise operators. Don't forget, and this type of operators, whenever you asking that logical operator, or what is the logical operator, in the sense how it can what is that, how much of operators is there in that logical operator, whenever you're thinking about that, automatically just you have to remind. Okay, then only you have to easy to write the program. Assignment operators. What is the use of assignment operators? How many operators are involved in that assignment operators and ternary operators? Whenever you knowing the functionality of that operators, then only you have to that much of functionality whenever it is required in that program, whenever it is required in that functionality in your that in that development, then you have to just you have to go that okay, in this much of operator is that involved into the ternary operator. So in that ternary operator you have to select, and this much of ideas you have to involved in that particular development operators. Okay, that is the very most important, you don't forget that one. And next, unary operators. Where it is that unary operators you have to using in that unary operator? uh, Logical and
Bitwise.
assignment operators. Okay, yes, these those are operators is the unary operators. How can you calling that unary? These are all the only unary operators in the sense. Yes, single number outputs only. It can be single variables operations. It can be given a output in. That's why these are all the unary operators. And what about and other operators? Uh, yeah, those are other members is not responding. Other members offline students only they are given the answer, and other persons Sivani, Shanti, and Chetan respond. Hello,
Yes, sir.
hello.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, yes. What about other operations?
No,
What you call
sir.
that operations?
Increment, decrement, sir.
No, I am not asking that the increment and decrement. Unary operators, why you are calling that unary operators in the sense increment and decrement and assignment operators, both are all the unary operators. Why? Because that incremental operators, why you are calling that incremental operator in the sense that is the single variable operations only it can be having. That's why those are all the
Null
operators
operations.
is the unary operators. And what about other operators? Remaining
Primary.
operators. What is that? What about that remaining operators? What you call that remaining operators?
Primary
Ah,
primary operators.
Binary operators, sir.
yes, binary operators. Why you are calling
Pri-
that binary operator? Those are all operations. Why you are calling that binary operator?
Because it can
Because
it
because
can
Two operands.
use
ah,
double output, or
Two
it
operands.
can
yes, exactly. Two variable
it can give
operations it
double
can be
outputs.
having. Yes, two variable operations it can be having a other operations, and that's why remaining operators are binary operators. This is the very most important. Don't forget that. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, and tomorrow onwards we will discuss about that. This is the syllabus actually. We are all completed this access modifiers and non-access modifiers and operators also. And these operators and arithmetical operators and bitwise operator, relational operators and Boolean operators in the sense true or false. Which operations it can be having that type of operations? True or false? Hmm. Logical operators. Logical operators
Uh,
is the that type of functionality it can be having. Okay, the assignment operators and ternary operators, and these are all things it can be
sir.
done. And tomorrow I will give the examples also. Okay, by the using of these operations.
Okay, okay, sir.
I have to given the examples by the using of relational operators. Today onwards, we will discussing only arithmetic operations only. Yeah, with the using of additions
Yes,
and
sir.
with the using of multiplications and subtractions and divisions and percentage, and these are all things you have to discussing about that by the using of examples. And tomorrow onwards, bitwise operators, relational operators, and Boolean logical operators, assignment operators, and these are all things explaining with the example. Okay, don't forget that one. If I am forget, and just you have to remind to me. Okay. And another one is the Turner operators also is there. And finally, with these, including these operators, I have to give in a and final control flow statements, how it can be using that control flow statements, and where between you have to using that control flow statements in the sense, when you're compiling that program, so that output you have to control that output, using of conditions, you have to control the data flow. Okay, so in that much of utilization purpose, you have to using the controlling. So controlling purpose, what type of symbols you have to use, and what type of conditions you have to use in between, those are all operations. Okay, these are all things we have to discuss about that control flow statements. Okay, so that control flow statements in the sense, for example, what is that, if and if else, and
Which you while
switch and while and do while, and these are all things is the control statements. Okay, so already is there in bottom of that control flow statements. Okay, yes, that is the thing actually. Any doubt today on class? Any doubt you have?
no, sir.
No. Other person, other students, other guys, Shivani, baby Shivani,
Yes, sir.
Sir,
any doubt?
No, sir.
No, very good. Chetan, tell me. Chetan, Chetan. Okay, right. Thank you very much, all of you. And tomorrow, 9 o'clock sharp. Okay. If you want to interest the offline
hello.
class, uh,
Sir,
if you want to
hello.
interest the offline class, and two members, yeah, they have to be attending in these classes, and one more students, and tomorrow onwards, she will she will come to the classes and attending to the classes. If you want to any installations and softwares you have to require, just you come to offline, then you have to get that softwares, and those are all things. Okay, and don't forget that you have to send that email IDs, then I have to share to through Google Drive, then you have to access that Google Drive, then you have to download that software. Those are all things.
Okay, sir.
Okay, right, right. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all.